Hi, this is Val with Book Art Wings, and I just finished another journal. I've enjoyed working on it. It's turned out very, very pretty. I loved the fabric that I had to work with. It came from an estate sale, and I got a box of fabrics, and I think these probably were 50s, 60s era designs. Not positive, but I think so. All of the laces that you see and ribbons that are pink, I hand dyed. I hand dyed some of the other bluish tones of ribbons. And then there were some that are just vintage and I thought the color was pretty, left it just as it is. But I tried to get everything to complement the fabric. Some wonderful papers inside, and I'll do a flip through for you. It's going to be listed in my Etsy shop. It's got 5 signatures sewn in. The spine is about 3 inches. All of the ribbons for the tie wrap are knotted together right here, and then it gives some adjustment for the journal to expand. You can see it's pretty expanded at this point. It's almost 130 pages inside. And so I wanted to show you, included a little goodie pack, some fabric swatches, tickets, a little wood label there, a paper clip wrapped in ribbon. There are stamps, butterfly images, different offcuts of papers, swatches that I've put together, and fussy cut butterflies, tags with an antique button. Might have said stamps. I can't remember if I did or not. There's just a lot in here, more than I've even listed. So anyways, I wanted to give you a rundown of what that's got in it. And I'll untie it and we'll start flipping through. Inside, I used very vintage newsprints on either end. And I did a backer card with some eco-dyed paper, and then I did a layering of some stenciled paper, a book page, and then about 3 layers here sewn together with this, interesting gentleman, but I thought it looked great with the vintage look of the book. And so that's your backer card. The first signature has a little tag on the end, and I'm not going to go through every single little thing. You'll just be bored out of your mind. But I just want to flip through lots of journal cards, lots of places to record things, pockets that are decorated, not with a personal touch, but with my personal touch of creativity and using the sources that I have at home here. I'm a collector of vintage, and I'm in my 70s, and I started collecting in my 20s, so I have to start getting rid of some of my wonderful things. So I have shops that I sell my vintage things and shows that I do, but I love making the journals, and I include a lot of the old things that I have found over the years, the books, the papers, and so on. We've got some printer paper, stamped and decorate a little bit, some cardstock. I do a lot of punched edges, children's book page here. And some of the pages from books are from early 1900s on to mid-century probably. Some coffee dyed printer paper, and it's punched on the edge. I've got a little belly band here with a 1930s applique. And that's on a hand-dyed envelope, and I stuck a eco-dyed paper. Isn't that pretty? I love to do the eco-dyeing, and I never know what I'm going to get in each batch. Thought that was so pretty. Some of my prettiest came out of that dye bath. I did a journal card. I use a lot of seed catalogs and newspapers from early in the 1900s. The envelope's got some wonderful little journal cards in it, sewn around. Most of my cards are sewn around. A tuck spot underneath the envelope, and another journal spot here. And that's a book page that was all attached to. The envelope and so on was attached to this book page. And that's from Janet Marsh's, one of her garden books, and she does all her own illustrations. We've got some stenciled printer paper. I love making these little punch flower button flowers, and I'll put a vintage button in the center of each one. Some French paper that's been tea dyed. Pocket out of a library pocket that goes in the back of your rented out library book. And just a little collage there, and put various different journal spots in. That's all mounted to a book page that's been heavily coffee dyed. Pretty little picture there. We've got some coloring book page and some craft paper, graph paper, play money, and I just found that in a magazine, thought it was really cute, and sewed that to the play money. And then I've got a little packet inside that for signature, and we'll flip through that. Some vellum. This is an eco paper that I dyed. I used hydrangeas on this one. Some drawing paper, vintage drawing paper, and that's some of the hand-dyed lace that I did. This is a copy of some embroidery work, little ribbon trim there, and that's music paper that's been tea-dyed. Stationery punched on the edge. I did a heavy collage on this section. It all opens up. Okay, so on this side, what you see is this. Okay, it's all collaged with ribbons and antique papers and sewn papers, hand eco-dyed papers. This flap has a little music sheet that's been tea-dyed. And here I did a little collage. And a lot of collage on the inside page here. Some eco-dyeing papers here and here. An illustration done there from a special little person in my family. And made a pocket here with some stamping, some cheesecloth, one of my little flower button images, washi tape, and inside we've got some more wonderful journal spots. I'm trying to condense how much I talk about in these videos because I know I'm making them too long. So hopefully this will be shorter. A lot of collaging here. A waterfall right here of different papers. A little butterfly on book page. And on this side, it's collaged, and we've got ribbons. And I'll fold that back up. And I thought that was really a neat collaging. I left her picture. That's an old vintage picture out of a very, very old book. Stationery punched. Some tea-dyed music sheet. Embroidery, drawing paper that I stenciled, and the other side of that eco-dyeing paper. And then you just tie that back up. Vellum and the paper money, the graph paper. You can see what I've got here. I'm just going to take out anything that's different. Here's an eco paper that I used a fig leaf on. They're pretty. Wonderful color. Tucks right into a belly band there with another one of those little button flowers that I do. Journal card. And I did a layered scanning for this one, and it's from Phyllis's 1939 French book, and my pen and ink illustrations. And so I just tucked one of those in there too. Plenty of writing space. That heavy coffee dyed paper with a pocket, and it's all collaged. The antique lace that I hand dyed. Wonderful journal spots with journal cards and journal tags. These are sewn all around. Another little belly band here on French book page, and more journaling spots. This is a parchment paper that's been tea-dyed. 2 journal cards tucked in there with it. Just some printer paper in pink, and, you know, the edges punched. Little pocket out of a book page, and more journaling spots. Do a lot of sewing and a lot of punching in these journals that I make. I just really enjoy making them. That's coffee dyed. The children's book page. Cardstock and stationery, and in this back pocket we've got it's all sewn around. I've got some coffee dyed paper, and a book page with a little hand sewn image there, and a journal card, another journal spot, antique ribbons, and that's your first signature. Number 2 is my pen and ink drawings, and another one, my little vintage buttons to make a tab. And in this pocket, I have a little collage here and some antique lace there. The tab is eco-dyed paper in offcut. And then I put in several pieces that will be journaling spots for you. Sewn all around. He's mysterious, isn't he? Love that image. More coffee dyed paper decorated with an offcut and then punched. And a beautiful picture of a butterfly, and it matches the cover, and I just attached that with a to writing paper, and then did a little collage down here. This is almanac paper, and it's fairly thin, and because it is, it's not but maybe the 60s or 70s, but I always try and reinforce it with some other paper. So I put that pretty owl there, and that's a pleated paper strip that's been sewn. And I draw my own flowers. I have a huge garden. My husband does the vegetables. I do the flowers and the landscaping. And I press them through on, I sandwich the flowers in between printer paper. And it leaves impressions. Like right here, you can see the rose leaves and the stem. Big rose leaf here going up and down. Really, really pretty images. And so then I use those in my journal, and so I punched the edge of that. Right here we've got a book page that's been turned into a pocket, sewn all around, inked, did a little collage here, and I've got 2 beautiful journal spots here that go in the pocket. Collaging, eco-dyed paper, children's writing paper. I have a page from a French book with some antique rickrack, and it's been punched on either end. And the coffee dyed printer paper with a stamp image. Antique lace on cookbook page. Graph paper. That coffee stained printer paper again, book page. Cute little thing that says memories with eco paper and a little brad. And I love this image, so I put it on this children's writing paper. So you still have plenty of writing space. The eco-dyed paper. And a waterfall of various different papers here. On this, probably, I don't know, several, maybe 8. On that book page that I sewed all around, made a pocket on this side, put the cutest little collage there. And we've got a journal spot with one of those button flowers again, and a paint chip turned into a journal spot, layers and sewing and antique lace. And then I thought this was pretty of a sea calyx, so I fussy cut it, put it on book page, fussy cut that, and then sewed it to offcut of paper and added a ribbon tie. And that's my flower print paper, more leaf impressions all the way around. That's the almanac paper, and I did a trick I love to do. If the print on the paper is like really, really deep and dark, I sandwich a piece of tissue paper on top and use that as my writing space because it's diffused then. And sometimes I'll glue an old piece of wrinkled tissue paper down and glue that down, and it smooths out nicely, and you can write on it real well. So that whole page has been collaged, and same thing with the tissue there. A little collage here. Writing paper, little sewing on it. That antique rickrack on this coffee dyed paper that's been punched. A pocket here with a lot of little spots for you to, this is a beautiful journal card out of eco-dyed paper. And just some solid cardstock, some collaging and inking, and collaging on this one on a library index card and been sewn down. Just try to make pretty things to look at on each page. Okay, now we're in signature number 3, Play Money for a Tab. On the inside, I've got a belly band that's been sewn all around and then attached to some stamped in-cut paper from a book, some little washi tape. I've got a little bit of coloring page here that's blank on one side, so you can write on that. This is the hard part for me with my old hands. So let me try that again. There we go. And some eco-dyed printer paper, lined paper, and I actually sewed around that to reinforce it. It's got some beautiful impressions on that, leaves and so on. Just some old cardstock that I cut up, an offcut there, and some very, very old Play Money, old. A little offcut from music sheet paper, and the illustrations are just so quaint. And another journaling spot right there with book page layering. This is Atlas paper, and I flipped it up, made a little pocket here for you to store anything that you desire. Now, this is one of my great, just a great result from eco dyeing. That's grape leaves. So a little flower here, some antique lace. You can see the stems and the vines. On this book page, I've put a little pocket of eco-dyed library index card, and then a collaging with butterflies, and I've got journal spots for you. That's candle wicking paper, and then a beautiful ocean scene, and a heavy coffee dyed index card from the card catalog, and just did a little collage. And in that little pocket there, I put a little booklet with some inked pages. Oops. Tuck that in there. So pretty. And then more of a waterfall on the back side, sewn and washi tape decorated, and a little sticker there. Some parchment paper that I rubber stamped and punched the ends. That diffusion I put some vellum in here, and you can put some washi tape there, and it will diffuse the writing there. Little poem, little collaging of several different book pages. A pocket here with a little decorating on it, and this little crocheted applique. And then I've got a nice heavy journaling spot there, another journaling card, and another journal tag. Writing paper, French paper, printer paper, craft paper, the back side, little running paper pleat there that's sewn, pocket, sewn, some collaged journal card and a tag out of eco dyeing paper. This one really is beautiful, isn't it? I think that's warm wort, if I recall properly. I planted it about 40 years ago, and it keeps coming back. You can't get rid of it. I had no idea it would stay so long. Anyways, that's an end page from an old book, and somebody had already put that sticker, stamping on it. I apologize, stamping on it, and it says Pig Out Books. So I thought that was cute and sewed it down, made a pocket out of it, and some journal cards there. Collaging on the tag. And layering again. And that eco-dyed paper. The Atlas paper with the pocket. And on this side, I filled it up with journaling spots for you. Real cute. And a pocket here on the corner of this end page. This paper comes from, my oldest daughter bought it and gifted it to me. She bought it on Amazon. It's got a great tooth to it. It's just beautiful. Journal card here. Pen and ink was sewn down. I've got a collage journal card here and a vintage recipe card. Almost said cookbook. Okay, and then this, I think this is the 4th. And so I did a little collaging on the cover and a lot of sewing. Put a little tab on it. We've got parchment. This is a cookbook page, and it was thrown in a dye bath with my blank papers and also the lace. And I sewed the lace to it. And that's a children's writing paper with a stamp. And then I rubber stamped just for you at the top. And music sheet paper. An offcut from the signatures cover. I sewed a little stamp down. This is baking sheet parchment. And when I'm doing a dye bath, I line a sheet pan with this paper. And then I pile all the dyed papers on top. And then I just carefully put it in the oven and do a slow bake on it. And it comes out real crinkly. You can hear it, you can feel it. Great dye patterns. This is just children's illustration paper, drawing paper. And I put a stamped, I stenciled on it. And this is just a waterfall here with several different papers. It's collaged on this side. Some writing paper punched on the edge. Wallpaper, I think that's from the 60s. And I made a little pocket out of it and sewed it. And then some journal spots again. Real pretty. Everything coordinates real pretty. On this book page, which is Atlas paper again, and made a little pocket here. Reinforced it with another book page. Stamped it. Did a little washi tape there. And I've got a full page of coffee dyed paper for you to record your life story on, or memories of a certain era. And then I just backed a library index card with some paper to give you a pretty journaling. And then I have a little journaling flip right there. If I have book pages that are the student made notes on, I don't remove them. I leave them in because I think that adds a personal touch to it that's unique. I reinforced the Atlas paper with a paper doily. This is printer paper that's been coffee dyed and then punched and put some washi tape on it. Right here we've got a little belly band on French book page. And in that I've got a full sheet of coffee dyed paper. Okay. Made a little pocket there with another strip offcut of eco-dyed paper, and then put some journaling spots there, and then tucked that all in that belly band. And then have a great little paper clip here, and there's embroidery threads, but the fabric little tails here come from the cover that were in excess of the cover of the book, cover of the journal. On this page, I've got a pocket decorated, and I've reinforced the French book page because it was kind of thin with another book page. And then I've got journaling spots again all throughout the book. A lot of sewing. I made a little envelope here out of book page, and then I filled it with an assortment of papers. A little bit of a waterfall here. I've got book pages, stationery, some glittering book page that opens up. So cute. Love that image. And that's on a how-to book page. And I put a little pocket in the front here out of book page on this side. And it's a triple. And so I've got a journal card to put in there. Another journal tag. Little sewing. Some sewing on many layers with a little bit of ribbon. And same thing here. Makes a great little journal spot. And it's got a little stamp on it for a tag. And then I just did a cute little collage here. Some of that baker paper and a fussy cut. And just a little ribbon on there. Got a little pocket here on the back side of that French paper that's been reinforced. I put washi tape on it. I've got a little collage. And then we've got a little envelope with some cute little things inside here. Labels, that kind of thing. And another decorated and sewn and layered index card from the library card catalog. And a little pear sewn, fussy cut and sewn down to tag. And on this side, another belly band decorated with a pretty butterfly with a little rhinestone. And I've got a full pen and ink paper that's blank on one side and printed on the other. Tucks right in there. And then another journal spot with paint chip card and this pen and ink illustration on it. Lots of pretties. That coffee dyed printer paper again. The almanac paper that's been reinforced with paper doily, and then it's been sewn down the side here by reinforcing, dropped a piece. It's been reinforced with another book page I sewed all around, made a little pocket here, and it's got several different things that are tucked in. Big journal card, another journal spot sewn all around, some pen and ink, again, mine illustration, got a little collage on that side, right on both sides of that. And then a very pretty illustration on a journal card, and I machine sewed that. Here's that wallpaper again, and the pocket. I've got a couple of journal spots and tags tucked in there, and then punched on the edge writing paper. Another flip up, several different pages, and it's been collaged. Same thing, more flip ups on this side. And then children's drawing paper. I love that image. Came from my husband's seed catalog, so I thought it was pretty, but I add that. I use a lot of his handoffs to me. I love looking through seed catalogs. Little collaging and sewing on this side of the baker paper. Music sheet. This little offcut is from the 30s and is block printed by hand. I just love that. So I put that on the drawing paper, and I sewed down this little image. Not drawing paper, writing paper, excuse me. Hand-dyed lace. Parchment again. And that's the end of that signature. And then this is the last one. And so I used some embroidered ribbon, some offcuts, a little paper pleat for a tag here. On the inside, I've got a double pocket. And so I put a giant tag in that top pocket. And then two real pretty journal spots Always trying to do sewing on them. This belly band is antique ribbon, very old. It's beautiful, has a great look. I reinforced this book page with a printed image of one of my hand-dyed doilies, and then I did a belly band with that ribbon, and I included some papers and index card and children's flashcard in there. And on this side, I made a pocket. And I've got some eco-dyed paper punched on the sides. Very pretty, beautiful muted pink tones. And some journal spots. Very pretty floral images. Eco-dyed paper with fig leaf. I just love how it got intense yellow there. I just never know what I'm going to get. You can see all the veining. Okay, I reinforced this page, and then I did a punch on the end and did some sewing, and I put a collaged pocket on the front with some music sheet and a butterfly, and did another journal card to tuck in there. And then this is a flip out from an offcut of coffee dyed paper. And there's that same application of vellum paper on top of a book page, which was an Alice book page. And you can see the image. I layered this beautiful floral arrangement and sewed that to the book page. And then I sewed down the vellum. And on this side, I just collaged the back of the Atlas paper. There was a big ad here, so I covered it up with some writing space. Added some washi tape and a little cute image there. We've got printer paper, lined paper, the coffee dyed paper punched on the edges, the writing paper, the pink paper punched on the edges. Another one of those florals that I cut off a seed catalog and sewed it down to the Atlas page. And then on this side, the floral image I sewed down onto this side of the book page. And then I sewed down vellum on top of it so you can write over the whole thing. Made a cute little pocket with a collage here with vintage ribbons, some lace, punch the edge, put some music sheet offcuts. The illustrations are always so precious. And a little bit of sewing of a butterfly there, and then layering of papers to make a journal card. And on this side, I just loved the imagery, and I sewed it down for you. You can see the fig leaf here. Same thing here. Made a pocket here with collaged offcuts, sewed it all around, and then added some journal pages that I think are just beautiful, sewed around this image. Coordinates with the cover and one of those children's sight word cards with a little butterfly collage at the top. Pocket on this side with eco-dyed index card, and it's got a tag that's been heavy coffee dyed and trimmed out with some very old 1930s ribbon, lace, and then just a cute little gifted card for a tag, a little bit of floral coloring book page, and a full sheet of eco-dyed paper. So pretty. So pretty. I just love that paper. And I made a bookmark to go with it. So that's it in a nutshell. You've got your goodie bag, the tie closure, the little tie packet inside, and a bookmark, and your backer card. So there you go. Very pretty. It's going to be listed in my Etsy shop, Folk Art Wings at Etsy.com. Okay? Come back again. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for looking. Bye-bye.